swag on.
Both teams are onto the pitch. We're going to stand and we observe both national anthems, starting with the one from Uganda. Everyone in the stands, please, on your feet.
Chairman of the Women's Rugby Committee for World Rugby and the Vice Chairman of the French Federation, and also joined by Regina Renyoro, member of the Rugby Africa Women's Advisory Committee, also member of the Rugby Union, and last but not least, President of the Uganda Rugby Union, Mr. Godwin. Giving you team sheets.
Lydia Namubiru, the back row, the half-back combination, sorry. We have Julie Nandaula and Charlotte Mudola. The centers, we have Peace Lekuru and Emily Lekuru. The wingers, Agnes Nakuya and Grace Auma, and at fullback, Samia Aikoru. And just going through the Zimbabwe Sables lineup, the front row has Sikumbuzo, Sophia Muchenje, Patience Harubereki and Melissa Ndlovu. In the second row, Faith Mungira and Munashe Juliet Kuzunga. The back row is Nyashajaze Gonangombe, Samantha Chirongoma and Rumbindiza Liliosa Chigumbu, who was very, very instrumental in the first test. The halfback combination is Constance Netsai Ngwende, who's the captain, and Delight Dananai Mukomondo, who was playing at center, now is at 10 today. The center combination is Chowoniso Emelda Mabika and Caroline Mulenga at 13. The wingers Wadzanai, Hope Chidawa and Rufaro Tagarira. And at fullback they have Tanaka Elista Kanyepi. And that's the Zimbabwe Sables lineup. So Helen, looking at these two teams and how they went at it on Wednesday, what do you think, or what do you expect from today's game? What are you looking forward to seeing?
Today I'll be looking forward to seeing Uganda moving the ball more in the back line. We didn't get to see enough of Emily Lekuru at 13, as well as the wingers Agnes and Grace Auma. So I'll be keen to see what they'll do. I'm sure they're still going to dominate at the scrum. I don't think Zimbabwe will have had enough time to remedy their scrum woes. So definitely Uganda will still be very strong there. And from Zimbabwe, I see they've made a couple of changes. Uganda has only made one change, and that's in the locks, where we have Teddy Utung coming in for Sarah Kirabo. Well, Zimbabwe have made a number of changes. We see Uchenje coming in as a tight head, as a loose head prop. And then we see Faith Ngira coming in to lock, while the impressive Caroline Malenga has actually moved to number 13. So, and then you've had a difference again in the halfback pairing, where Gwende moves from number 10 to number 9, and Mukumundo moves from 12 to 10. And then again, also the wingers have changed. So Zimbabwe have made a number of changes to the team, and we're now not quite sure what this team will bring. If they start as strongly as they did in the other game and keep it the full 80 minutes, then we may be able to see them putting some points on board today.
Yeah, very interesting to see. And I think one of the things that I've noted from the lineups is the movement of Caroline Mulenga to 13. Do you think in any way that is a way to quell Emily Lekuru and had danger, her way of being very dangerous?
Actually think this is Zimbabwe's way to bring more fire to the backline. I mean, we saw how she was finding gaps and making runs through the forwards. So perhaps they wanted to have more freedom to move and to have more space. And they're looking at putting points on board today. So it will be interesting to see whether these changes pay off for Zimbabwe. Though I think Zimbabwe winning this game may be a tough ask, because the game on Wednesday, the score was 41-0. Those are many points on board. So Zimbabwe perhaps is looking at trying to maintain the structure, finish the 80 minutes strongly, and put points on board instead of finishing with 0 points.
Yeah, definitely the Zimbabwe Sables will be looking to at least have something to say in this second test, not wanting to leave Uganda empty-handed, as Charlotte Mudola prepares to take the kickoff to kickstart this game, the first of two games. This is the Uganda Lady Cranes versus the Zimbabwe Sables, and later on we'll be having the Uganda men's rugby team against Algeria.
Clean take by Zimbabwe, so good start to the game for them that they've managed to retain possession at the kickoff.
strong start by the Zimbabwe Sables, just as they did in the first test. What will be very important to see from them is how consistent, how can they keep up this pressure.
Yeah, one of the challenges Zimbabwe had in the first test was they were not able to maintain continuity, and especially at the breakdown, the support runners were very slow, so Uganda was turning over the ball and also winning penalties when Zimbabwe was caught hanging on. Zimbabwe has a penalty advantage because of a high tackle. They're choosing to run the ball, and here we have Caroline Malenga, very impressive carry from her. It's taken like 3 Ugandans to hold her up. Okay, referee has brought back the ball. Caroline Malenga was held up, so he's brought back the ball for the penalty advantage for the high tackle. So it's still Zimbabwe with possession.
Yeah, definitely. We expect to see a lot of Caroline Malenga today as they intend to go for touch. The spiral kick is unsuccessful.
Failed to find touch. Grace Auma fielded the ball, sent it to the fullback Samia Ayukuru, who has kicked the ball out of the 22 to relieve the pressure. Mistake by Zimbabwe from what was a promising start. Uganda is going to enjoy this, the first scrum down of the game. Let's see if they will be as dominant as they were in the last game. But I believe that this is going to be the platform again from which Uganda is going to use to build their attack, just like they did on Wednesday.
Yeah, it was really the platform for Uganda, but let's wait and see if the coaches had something to say to the Zimbabwe Sables to fine-tune their own scrum.
Bye! Hold it! Don't push! Set! Hold it, guys! Don't push! Guys, stay!
That's a better scrum by Zimbabwe, but a good 8th man pick by Lydia Namabiro. She's gained at least 5 meters off that pick. Great carry by Faith Namuga.
Number 2, offside.
But a knock-on from hers. It was a knock-on from Zimbabwe, rather. Uganda is carrying the ball very strongly here.
Very good hands from Uganda.
That's a forward pass.
Forward
pass. Advantage, number 2 white.
Yeah, high tackle on Faith
Number 2 white,
Namuga.
offside.
And we come back to the penalty.
Mark is here. Number 2 offside. If you're ready. Let's go behind the kicker.
There is a lot of wind today, and the kickers are going to have to take that into account as they try to find touch.
It's okay. Take our marker.
Uganda's first visit to the Zimbabwe half. Let's see if they can get some early points. The first line out of the game.
Hold on.
This goes to Zimbabwe with Patience Rubereki going to take the throw in. We shall see if Lydia Namabiro will be successful in disrupting this line out. She was pretty strong in Wednesday's game.
Down.
There wasn't a clean take in the lineup, but Zimbabwe managed to retain possession.
Tackle. That's your back foot. Taken back. Say tackle.
Uganda putting great pressure on Zimbabwe and pinning them in their own half.
Stay in front. You're in front, number 9. Down. You're in front of the kicker. You're in front of the kicker.
Penalty in the 22 for Uganda. I suspect they're going to go, or they've opted to go for posts instead of going for the scrum.
What do you have to say about that decision?
After their dominance on Wednesday, I'd have expected them to go for the scrum, but I think perhaps after this first scrum where they weren't quite as dominant, they've opted to play safe and go for the 3 points. It is a kickable penalty. But yet again, there's a lot of wind, so Charlotte will have to take that into account as she lines up for the kick.
And hopefully she carried her kicking boots with her. kick successful, and Uganda with the first points on board. Uganda Lady Cranes 3, Zimbabwe 0 at the moment.
Yeah, those 3 points are going to go a long way in settling any nerves that the Lady Cranes may have felt. And of course it will make Zimbabwe nervous, because now they're going to be trying to catch up rather than it being at 0-0.
Let's go behind the kicker. If you're ready. If you're ready.
Samia feels that ball well and sends it out to the forwards.
Charlotte Mudola trying to find touch. Gathered very, very comfortably by the Zimbabwe Sables. Notably today they are playing with a lot more organization and structure.
No hands, no hands!
Patience
No hands.
as well.
The rack form.
And
Hands in the rack.
Mabika was moved
back there.
from 13 to 12, and so far she's had some strong carries in this game. She's quite noticeable with her blue braids. So she, as well as Chigumbu and Malenga, are going to be the go-to players for Zimbabwe today. While
Have a line,
Uganda had some stroll ball carrying from Yvonne Najuma and Winnie Atiang in the
Lift
forwards
away.
on Wednesday.
Lift
And
away.
we'll be looking
Red here.
to them to continue in the same vein today.
Lift away.
Some strong ball carrying as well from their captain Peace Lekuru,
Go back 10.
and some
Line there.
2 good tries from Emily Lekuru. And of course
We're
there's
ready.
Samia's dancing footwork that Lady Cranes will rely on as well.
Play on.
Line out stolen
The tackle.
by Uganda. Good defense. So now they can set up and look to exit their own half.
The tackle.
Big carry there. Charlotte Mudola, risky kick. Unfortunately, the Zimbabwe winger wasn't able to gather. And a knock-on possession to Uganda.
Calm down. Red ball.
Charlotte still finding a bit of a challenge to kick
Knock
us
on.
out of our
Sabas,
half.
calm down.
The safer option there would have been for the narrower side. She was in the 22, so she would have found touch and go for a line out. And
Yes,
Uganda
back
was
five.
perhaps very fortunate that the winger wasn't able to catch that ball and knocked on
back five.
instead.
Let's go clutch.
Yeah, very true. Although sometimes the
Five.
maverick choices are more tempting, and if they actually work out, they are rewarding. But that was a risk that was about to be very, very bad in
Serve it again.
its results. And we have another scrum here.
Let's go
Scrum
clutch.
to Uganda. The scrum hasn't yet tested itself
Five.
very well. Both front rows haven't yet felt each other. This is one of the other
hold
opportunities
it
to see
there.
who's going to
Hold it
dominate
there.
the scrum
Hold
in
it.
this game, as the feed goes in
Guys, there.
to Uganda.
Zimbabwe are actually very strong today.
Have a line out here.
Charlotte kicked out on the full. Another mistake from the Ugandan fly half. Perhaps it's the nerves, the early minutes of the game,
If
putting
I read-
her under pressure.
Get back 10.
But another thing
Get
that
back
we've
10.
seen is Zimbabwe have been able to correct their scrum
back 10.
woes,
Run up
and they were
the line
actually
and get back
pushing
10.
Uganda back during the scrum down.
You ready? Play on.
Good steal
The
by
tackle.
Uganda again at the line out. The Zimbabwe hooker wasn't able to find her jumper, and now Uganda has opportunity to exit their 22.
Use it. Play on.
Samia
tackle,
lost the
release,
ball,
the
but Grace
tackle.
Auma cleaned
Get
up,
back.
picked it up, and Uganda still have the ball. Captain Peace Lekuru on the outside. Two Zimbabweans taking her down.
roll, number
Zimbabwe
13.
stole the ball, but the ref deemed it
13 after making
illegal.
tackle,
Uganda
roll.
win a
Side it.
penalty, and they're out of their 22.
Scrum.
Juliet Nandaula.
They're out for a scrum.
Juliet Nandaula has called for a scrum.
Let's have it here.
Interesting decision to call a scrum there. You'd think that they try to get some few extra meters and maybe test the line out, but they're backing their scrum to do the job in their own half, which is a bit risky because it could result into change in possession, which is something that could be dangerous for them. But let's see how the scrum plays out.
Ladies, what's not happening? Let's have it right, okay? Let's have it right. Serve it again. Second rows in. Crouch. Time off.
Time off for shoelaces to be done. The props from both teams sorting out their shoelaces.
Good. Time on.
And we're back to action
Serve it.
with Uganda's put in at the scrum.
Bind. Set. Now hold it, guys. Hold it. Guys, stay. Set.
Much better scrum from Uganda. Good pickup by Lydia Namabiru. Bit of slow ball out here, but the Ugandan forwards still rumbling forward.
hands, no
Patricia
hands.
Neck carrying that
No
ball
hands.
forward.
Get back.
It's time. Charlotte Mudol has opted for the narrow side to get rid of the ball. Good take by Zimbabwe, and they're back on the halfway line.
No hands. Serak. Serak. Move away.
Zimbabwe forwards slowly inching forward. Great rucking from Charlotte, but was unable to get the ball. Caroline Malenga
Down.
breaks through.
No con of you.
Breakthrough was unable to get that ball
Start the
off,
scrum now.
and Uganda again survive another attack by Zimbabwe. At the moment, Zimbabwe seems to be more fluid in their attack. It seems Uganda haven't quite settled despite putting 3 points on board, and at the moment Zimbabwe looks like the hungrier side.
Second rows in.
Yes, definitely.
Second rows in.
You can sense some nerves in the Uganda Lady Cranes team right
Cut.
now. They're trying to calm themselves down, trying to send a message to one another that we got this, but they have not yet been able to actually control the game.
Set.
And in contrast,
Now hold it.
Zimbabwe, their coaches and the managers must have really told them that they need to come out all guns blazing.
Again, another strong scrum by Zimbabwe. Uganda has been unable to have the same dominance that they did.
White,
And the
rubber
backline
knocked
is
on. There's
making
a knock on. Captain.
errors.
Captain.
They just seem to
There's a
be
knock on.
putting themselves under
Captain.
pressure,
There's a knock on.
Whereas
Ball went out.
Zimbabwe
You
is
want to line out to a
calmly
scrum.
running through their plays and keeping things
Scrum.
simple.
Let's have a scrum.
Yeah, you can hear even from the
Action.
sidelines the communication going onto the pitch is mukakane, which means calm
White ball.
down. You can really tell that there's something that they're not in their full comfortable element, so they need to get into that. Otherwise, for now, Zimbabwe
back five.
has the advantage
Second
with the
row,
scrum, and they get a platform again yet to express themselves in attack.
I mean, you have to give Zimbabwe credit. Coming
Cut.
back into this game strongly after 41-0 loss, they've decided not to give
Hey.
up, and they're giving it their all.
I'm just happy to see that they were able to actually make a team to play because they had a lot of injuries in the first test. But good to see that a lot of the girls recovered, and also the reserves that were there have been able to fill in, and so far they're doing a great job.
Clutch. Bind. Set. Hold it. Stay.
Very strong scrum from Zimbabwe, but the
Watch your back foot.
flankers and the Ugandan scrum half were very quick on the scrum half, so she wasn't able to get that ball out.
Tackle.
Backline
No hands.
putting a lot of pressure on
No hands.
Monica so that she's unable to gain any ground.
Coming from the side.
Ball stolen by Uganda, but the ref
Coming
says no,
from-
that was illegal and has awarded Zimbabwe a penalty. Just like in the first game, Zimbabwe are the ones who are putting up all the pressure. They have all the possession, but they don't have any points yet.
Yeah, they'll definitely have to be aware of that so that they can put on some points before they lose the momentum, before the momentum swings to the Lady Cranes. But for now, they have the line out just outside the 22-meter line. Let's see if they can be able to make something out of this opportunity.
Open tunnel. Guys, move back 10. Move 10. If you're ready. Play on.
Once again, Zimbabwe are unable to win their line out. Uganda has stolen it.
No hands, no hands,
Carried
no
by
hands.
Faith
No
Namuga.
hands. No hands. Playing advantage.
Uganda up
I
to the
tackle by number
10-meter
14.
line now.
Get back. Ball is unplayable. We're having advantage here. Number 14, high tackle. 14 wide, high tackle.
Winnie Etiang was held up, but the referee comes back for an advantage. There was a high tackle. Winnie took a quick one, then kicked forward. Zimbabwe are now counter-attacking.
No hands, no hands. Get back. Time off.
Uganda seeming to give away a lot of possession whenever they get the opportunity. It was a very, very good carry from Winnie Etiang on the quick play, but she chose to kick away the possession. Maybe she thought that the support play was quite far and maybe they'd be losing the ball, but sometimes I think you just have to trust yourself.
Captain Red. Captain Red.
Yeah, I think one of the things is that Uganda seems a bit desperate to score tries. Instead of allowing play to build up, it's almost as if they want to score off the first phase. Instead of being patient, going through the phases, setting up the ball, moving it wide, and then setting up and then playing like interplay between the forwards and the back line. The referee having a word with the captain seems to have pulled Winnie Etiang up for something, and he's given her a yellow card. We're not quite sure why. We missed the incident, but Uganda is now down to 14 players for the next 10 minutes. It's something that the assistant referee on the far side pulled up. So it must have been something Winnie Etiang did when the ball had already moved. We're not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, 10 minutes in the bin to think about her actions, and momentum is still firmly with the Zimbabwe Sabres, who try to find touch deep, and they find it very well. This is a very, very good platform for the Zimbabwe Sabres to get something on the board.
If I'm not mistaken, their first visit into the Ugandan 22. And they have a line out. Unfortunately for Zimbabwe, their line outs haven't been quite steady today. Lady Cranes seem to have been somewhat stealing most of them.
If you're ready.
It's interesting to see what strategy they'll be employing here. Will they, if they are able to win their ball, which they don't.
They don't win it, and their chance is wasted. Great handoff by Grace Auma, as well as a dummy. She has made great ground, carried Uganda out of the 22. Great play from the back line. Quick hands out to the danger woman. Good carry from Mary Gloria Ayot here. Faith Namuga rumbling it up. There's a penalty advantage to Uganda, a high tackle on her.
Number 6. You're going for tackle using elbow.
A bit of a concern, a lot of high tackles coming from the Zimbabwe Sables. Their captain and their coach will have to maybe send the message across to tell them to quell that, otherwise we could be seeing another a card for the Zimbabwe Sables. An opportunity for Uganda to find touch. Let's see if the wind and the bearings can be favorable to Uganda. Unfortunately not. Good setup by Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Organizing for the phases so they can be able to exit their half. Will they trust themselves and also run it deep? Advantage given for offside. Zimbabwe playing very short. They are trusting their ball carriers and they're not trying to play very expansive today.
And they still have a penalty advantage.
That's a knock-on. They had that advantage there.
Yeah, so there was
Number
a
5
knock-on there.
offside.
They took a long time to get that ball out.
Number
The referee
5
has brought it
offside.
back for the penalty advantage.
Captain Red. Have a word with you.
Thanks to all that are watching on the Kawowo Sports YouTube channel. Remember, you can also tell the people to watch on UBC as well for those that can't access the Kawowo YouTube channel.
Time on. Here, here's the mark. It's offside. Blown.
Zimbabwe were unable to find touch. Grace Auma was able to get that ball cleanly. Samuel sent a very beautiful long pass, and Emily Lekuru is away, breaking off, stretching her legs. So she was unable to get over the try line, but she covered a lot of ground.
Tackle.
Zimbabwe take a very quick ball.
Coming from the side, number 11. Use your gate.
Coming in from the side at the ruck from Uganda. Support play for Emily Lekuru was a bit slow, but one wonders if she had tried to cut back in closer to where support was, then Uganda would have had the momentum, set up at the ruck and keep going forward. Turnover ball, Zimbabwe just at the end of the 22, and they've opted to scratch instead of going for a line out. I think they know that they're not winning their line out, so they've opted to keep ball in hand. And when they do move that ball, they're breaking off, stretching her legs. Great tackle from Faith Namuga. Good attempt to clear out the ruck, which wasn't quite successful.
Use it.
You'd have to say both teams are trying to play deep within their half. I think because of the wind as well, that is not really being favorable for the kickers. So we have seen Uganda on multiple occasions playing deep, and even Zimbabwe as well. Unfortunately, the forward loses the ball there, and it's again Zimbabwe with the possession. Uganda trying to have stints here and there of activity, but they are failing to get any consistency. Ball kick deep.
Zimbabwe kicks deep, getting out of the danger zone, and we have the dangerous Samia Yokoro with the ball. What can she do with it? Sends it across to Agnes Nakuya, who stretches her legs. Good tackle from Mabika to snuff out the threat. She's coming in from the side. I think it's a bit concerning that on the two occasions Uganda has had a long break, the support has been a bit slow getting there.
Yeah, definitely I agree with you on that. The support play has been very suspect, and one of the reasons why Uganda has failed to put up any consistent ascendancy in this game so far.
And Patricia Anek knocked on the ball, and Zimbabwe turned it over, and
advantage not taken.
Unfortunately, we were playing on advantage, so Uganda will have to wait for another chance to maybe try and dot down for a 5-pointer. Back to the scrum for Zimbabwe.
And I've been very impressed at how much Zimbabwe's scrum has changed. I mean, from being totally dominated and basically annihilated at the scrum on Wednesday, today they're the ones pushing Uganda back, and they seem to be pretty steady. And I think as a result of it, they're more confident and they're able to throw the ball around quite comfortably. So it's a very impressive turnaround by Zimbabwe. I honestly did not expect it, so it's good to see.
Yeah, it's very true, but I think one thing we both expected was that Zimbabwe would come out fighting, and one of the aspects I needed to sort out was their scrum. The scrum was really giving them a hard time in the first test, and because they could not secure it, they could not play any ball, but now they're able to secure it, and thus far they are being able to control the play and get some momentum going.
And don't forget that Winnie Atiang is actually in the sin bin. And so Uganda were down to 7 in the scrum, but Peace Lekuru stepped up to number 8.
Move away, White. Thank you. Serak. Setako, release. Setako. Get back.
Good carry, good strength by Yvonne
Tackle!
Najuma. Very difficult player to get down. Peace Lekuru sends a dummy into contact. Zimbabwe are trying to hold it up. Referee has called a maul.
Ball is available. Ball is available.
And the ball actually pops out on the Zimbabwe side. Zimbabwe have come to the party today.
Yeah, they have definitely come to play. I think what's going on in their minds, we have 2 tests where we really were bad in the first test, but we can't leave Uganda empty-handed, so they are really fighting so that they can be able to have something to show when they go back home.
We are coming close to the 30-minute mark, and so far it stands with Uganda 3 and Zimbabwe 0. And you wonder if Zimbabwe will be able to maintain this intensity right through the rest of the first half and the second half as well, the full 80 minutes. If they do so, we're definitely going to have a great game on our hands.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things we discussed was the weather wasn't favorable for them. Maybe they're a lot more acclimatized this time round, and they're up for the game as well. You can see from their set pieces, maybe they needed to clean up a little bit in the line out, but apart from that, they are really playing well. I feel like they have more of an advantage than the Cranes.
As true, Zimbabwe have actually been on the upper hand, except the one occasion when Uganda got into the Zimbabwe 22 and came away with 3 points. They opted to go for the 3 points, which has turned out to be a great decision.
Ball not straight. Captain, what do you want? Line out scrum.
The throw wasn't straight, and Zimbabwe opted for the scrum just outside their 22-meter line. As the sun creeps back out, let's see if the Sabres will be able to handle the heat.
And Winnie Atiang makes her way back on pitch. She's been out and on the sin bin.
Let's play, okay.
And the Ugandan bench are very happy to have Winnie back on pitch.
Yeah.
Right in time as Zimbabwe have a scrum put in.
Yeah. Uganda back to its full complement and ready to contest. You could say even if they're in defense, they have a pretty good position where they're playing from. So hopefully they can reorganize and re-strategize. I'm sure the coach has also spoken to her about one or two things that she can share with the team.
Great carry by Chibu, but a very poor pass. Zimbabwe still manages to retain possession.
Let's have a line out there.
But great tackle there by Winnie. Comes straight out of the sin bin, put in the hard work, tackled the Zimbabwe player out into touch. Uganda's second foray into the Zimbabwe 22. Line out. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, you could say that Winnie thought about her actions and she came back right on time with the impact.
White. Open tunnel, White. White, open tunnel. Open tunnel. Open. Come in here. Mark is here. Relax. Play on.
The interesting line out by Uganda didn't quite pay off, but they still have possession.
Tackle!
Lekuru with the carry in the midfield. I think we haven't seen a lot of Peace Lekuru carrying today. Uganda has been trying to play a lot more expansive. As we see Charlotte Mudola trying to organize the girls as the forwards put in the work, the backs eagerly waiting for their chance to show what they can do. Samia Yukoru standing in as fast receiver.
Great carry
Move
by
White.
Muga has gained good ground, and the backs
Playing
are
at
screaming
advantage.
for that ball.
White not rolling
Slow
away.
ball coming out.
Advantage to Uganda, tackler not rolling away quick
Play.
enough.
Use it.
Winnie Atiang going in, she seems to be a bit isolated. The support needs to get there in time. Wide play as Grace Auma takes a phase comfortably inside the 22-meter area. Yvonne Najuma with another carry. Uganda trying to get the phases going. Winnie Atiang, she has been carrying really, really well today. Samia with the dummy.
Great dummy, great step, and just brought down short of the line. Great work. And Peace Lekuru gets over and dots down right between the posts.
Yeah, it's very considerate from her to think about her kicker. She could have dotted down anywhere on the side, but she was like, no, I'm going towards the center post. And that's try time for Uganda. One of the things I really wanted to share was that Zimbabwe has had a lot of momentum, but it's worrying that they were not getting any points on board. And I was really thinking that it's going to come back to bite them, and this is the scenario that we are seeing right now.
Exactly. I mean, they dominated in terms of possession and territory, but they did not convert that into points. And at the end of the day, the win is won by the game is won by putting points on the board, which they have been unable to do. And Uganda finally settled down, were able to slowly build up the phases, and then the gaps opened up, and Samia Ayukoro was able to spot the gap through a big dummy, followed up with a massive step. She was brought down just a few inches short from the try line. Peace Lekuru easily rumbled over, and easy kick for Charlotte Mudola. So Uganda are up to 10 points.
We hope you're home and you're keeping safe as you enjoy rugby brought to your homes. Remember that this is the second test of Uganda Lady Cranes versus Zimbabwe Sables on Kawowo Sports YouTube, also on UBC, which is the official media partner of the Uganda Rugby Union, as the Zimbabwe Sables gear up for a kickoff to restart the game. Faith Namiga, every time she carries, she really goes past the gain line. Very, very impressive. Tackler not rolling away fast enough. Could the Zimbabwe Sables be getting a bit tired? Let's wait and see.
Yeah, or they could just possibly be feeling a bit down after having had so much ball but not getting any points. And then Uganda visiting the 22 and getting 7 points out of it.
Very good hands releasing. Very, very good hands there, and
beautiful interplay between the backline, and this is the kind of rugby that we know Uganda is capable of.
And Peace Lekuru dodging down for her second and Uganda's second of the day. Very, very good hands there from the backs, finally getting the platform they wanted, and the quick commit and pass opens up the gaps, and Peace Lekuru, the final recipient, dotting down bringing Uganda's score to 15 with a conversion to come.
You sense now at this point that Uganda is going to pull away, and unless Zimbabwe scores some points within the next 5 or so minutes, then it's going to be a long afternoon for them.
Yeah, this is where Zimbabwe's leadership comes into play. How strong can they be? How can they regalvanize their team to not have their heads looking down after this moment? Because this was in the first test. This is what actually led to the big score. The Zimbabwe team looked like they had given up. Can they be able to keep in the game, knowing that it's just 2 tries and conversion successful by Charlotte Mudola? But can Zimbabwe keep their heads up and trust their process and maybe get some few points to show for this first half with a few minutes to half-time?
Yeah, and despite the win, Charlotte Mudola has done a great job off the kicking team. 3 out of 3 kicks so far, and again, every point is important because the bigger the gap that they create, the harder it is for Zimbabwe to get back into the game.
Knock on, Fred.
Knock on there by Faith Namuga. Very good.
Uncharacteristic mistake from her. She's usually so steady receiving those kickoffs, so she will be kicking herself.
Yeah, she has been very reliable up to this point. Hopefully they can pull something out of the scrum and win the penalty. But otherwise, Zimbabwe Sables with a very good platform, a very good opportunity for them to get back into this game and maybe get a score going. You'd have to feel that Caroline Malenga has been quiet. Her line breaks and maybe the pressure at the beginning of the game seems to have gone silent now. Very good 8th man pick from Chigumbi, but the handling has not been good there. The final touch, the final pass has been the problem for Zimbabwe, and with that they even lose the possession to Uganda. Very, very vital in defense. It seems like it was Charlotte Mudola with the turnover. Interesting to note, even in the first test, she had about 4 or 5 turnovers for a number 10.
Yeah, and again, Charlotte was way out on the wing, turning over that ball, and she's doing a lot of work. She's actually acting more like a flanker than a fly half, and she has been immense in that aspect. Last Wednesday and again today as well. Great work from her. She is perhaps the Jaja of the team, the oldest player on the team.
Yeah.
And together with Winnie Atiang, she is. They are the only 2 survivors from the World Cup squad that played in the inaugural World Cup Sevens in Dubai in 2009. And I said I'll keep bringing it up.
Rightfully so. I was actually going to remind you, but that is fine because it's an achievement worth mentioning. Julie Nandaula trying to organize her troops. Winnie Atiang, or is there an option to carry the ball?
She seemed a bit isolated, but there was quick ball. Emily Lekuru, ball to Alma, and then Agnes.
Advantage not taken, no con.
The back line is running a bit lateral, so in that case, they had run out of space. They could just straighten their line and move the ball across. Then it will be easier. Zimbabwe had actually turned over the ball, but the referee has brought it back for scrum advantage, and it will be Uganda's put in.
Beautiful day of rugby on the rugby grounds. The final day of the Test rugby for the Rugby Africa Cup. The women's edition happening now, and later on at 3 p.m. we'll be having Uganda taking on Algeria in the final game of the men group stages. 8th man pick was a bit wobbly there, and she drops the ball. A scrum, this time advantage goes to Zimbabwe.
Again, Lydia Namabiro needed to be patient. There was no excuse for her to knock on the ball at the back of the scrum. It was stable. Zimbabwe weren't pushing them back, so she just needed to be patient, focus on picking up the ball before trying to think about which gap she was going to hit. So it's now the Zimbabwe scrum. And let's see what Chigumbu has up her sleeves.
Set. Now hold it. Stay.
Another great scrum, great pickup by Chigumba again, brushing off at least 3 defenders. Secure, and Zimbabwe secure that ball, but the Uganda defense is very quick on them, and the little advantage Chigumbu had gained has been lost. Zimbabwe up for a cheeky chip just over the Ugandan defense. Grace Auma saves, but she was isolated.
Release the tackle.
Samia Ayukori did a great job in coming to clean up and secure the ball for Uganda.
You can see a lot of the intent and the hunger from the Zimbabwe Sables in the way they are trying to defend and hound every ball. There are 3 on every tackle, and they have stolen the ball. Very, very good possession.
Playing advantage. Number 2, high tackle.
High tackle from Yvonne Najuma, so Zimbabwe have a penalty advantage.
Move away.
Mabika seems to be down. If she's not able to get up, it would be a huge blow for Zimbabwe. But at the moment, they're still going forward. They have good momentum, but Uganda is defending very strongly. Some thumping tackles in there.
You'd think the ref should stop the play because the injured player is just around where the play is happening from, which is quite dangerous, especially since Zimbabwe is playing very narrow, trusting their big ball carriers.
Yeah, but Zimbabwe don't seem to be actually moving forward. They're sort of moving side to side, but there's no real gain in ground.
Advantage not taken. Captain Red, call me number 2. Remember, I really went for high tackle. Okay? Yes, he does it again. Okay? I can't. Yes, I really wanted.
Referee reaching for his pocket.
He does the same here. Okay? Remember, I told you. I have no quarter for.
Yet another yellow card to Uganda. It's concerning about the discipline. This is a high tackle yet again. And he's brought it back for the penalty advantage.
High tackle.
It did seem rather long.
Yeah, Yvonne Najuma there with a yellow card. In the fastest, she also got a yellow card. So it's interesting. Maybe some suspect discipline there from the Ugandan hooker. Setting up Zimbabwe, you think at this point they really need to get something on board, and very, very good kick, landing them just inside the 22-meter area. They really need to get something going this time around. They can't afford to leave Uganda's half without any points.
Red. Move back 10. Ready?
Can Zimbabwe take advantage of this, of the numbers, the fact that they're now 15 and Uganda is back to 14 for the second time in this game? I think Uganda's discipline has been a bit suspect on some of those cynical plays. Big carry.
Yep.
Watch your back
Zimbabwe took a very short line out, something that Uganda wasn't expecting. And they're just outside the 5-meter
number
line.
4.
Uganda to hold them up. It's now a maul. The referee has called a maul. Uganda taking Zimbabwe backwards.
Unplayable ball. Scrum down, red ball.
Okay, yep, the ref has penalized Zimbabwe for not using that ball within the maul.
Yeah, you could say very, very good defense from Uganda. Very good awareness from Charlotte Mudola. Not only going for the man in the defense, but also putting hands on ball, which was very good. So our first half comes to an end. Uganda leading by 17 points, and Zimbabwe, despite all the possession, having no point to show. What do you have to say about Uganda? They don't look as convincing as they were in the first test, and Zimbabwe still don't have an answer to this Ugandan defense.
Yeah, I mean,
Uganda leading by 17 points and Zimbabwe
Because still in the first half they were a bit shaky, and this is the same thing. Against Zimbabwe, it's fine, but against a stronger team, to be very dangerous if they take 40 minutes to settle into a game. So they need to watch out on that. Well, Zimbabwe have played a lot more strongly. In the first test, it was 10 points. This test is 17, but they have actually been better than the first test. Their issue seems to be actually finishing, putting the points on board. They maintain possession for long amounts of time, but sometimes they're not actually moving forward. They're just moving from side to side, full width of the pitch, but they're not gaining much ground. So that is something that they'll need to change in the second half if they want to get some points on the board.
Yeah, definitely the coaches will be having a lot to say to both teams, but thank you for keeping it Kawowo Sports. Thank you for everyone that is watching from the safety of their homes. Remember, keep it safe, stay home, stay safe, and you can watch these games on Kawowo Sports. And for those that can't be able to go to the YouTube channel, you can also be able to get it on UBC, the official media partner of the Uganda Rugby Union. Thank you.
women getting to play 15s games, and it's giving Rugby Africa a chance to gauge the strength of the various women's teams, to see which unions are interested in having women's rugby, to sort out the logistics and basically work out the best way they can hold a competition next year. So 2022 there'll be a game. And Zimbabwe has kicked off, and Lady Cranes receive the ball cleanly and play starts. Penalty to Uganda. There was a knock-on from Lydia Namabiro and Winnie picked it up, preventing Zimbabwe from playing advantage. So referee gives a penalty, and it's just about on the Ugandan 10. And interestingly, Zimbabwe has opted for a scrum.
Yeah, today I think they have a lot more trust in their scrum. Evidently so, from the way it has been handling its business. So let's see if they can be able to get the ascendants. It's going to be interesting to see how the coaches have actually set up the mindset and the strategy of both teams. What have they been able to communicate? What has actually been able to be internalized by each team? So let's see as we go on for the first set piece of this game in the second half.
Again, a very steady scrum by Zimbabwe. Good hands. And we have Rufaro Tagarira gaining ground into the 22, but Uganda has turned over the ball.
Line out not straight. Line out is one of those sections of the game that Zimbabwe has not polished for today. The scrum, you can say there is considerable change, and it's going to be a scrum to Uganda this time round. The success of Uganda in the first test was because of the platform they were being given by the forwards coming from the scrum. As we see Charlotte Mudola out there communicating to her scrum of Julie Nandaula, and the 8th, actually, yes, we still have 14 men, so it is Peace Lekuru at 8th man, 8th woman.
Zimbabwe has handled the pressure of the scrum really, really well. Peace Lekuru pops a ball, a short ball, to Agnes Nakuya, who had come in at the 12th position.
The tackle!
Carried by Angela.
No hands! Get back!
Once again, Faith
Tackle! No hands!
carries
No
the ball
hands!
very well.
No
She's
hands!
been excellent for Uganda
No
so
hands!
far.
Get back! The tackle! Tackle! The knees are down, it's a tackle.
Tackler not releasing,
Get back
especially
10.
after the referee had called, gives Uganda
Get back 10.
a platform, a penalty platform from which Julie Nandaula attempts to find touch that would probably give Uganda a better platform in which to attack inside the half of Zimbabwe. And yes,
Well,
just
an excellent kick from Juliet
The penalty.
Nandaula. It is right on the 5-meter line. No, just before the 5-meter line, about 7 meters out from
Lift her wide.
the try line. And should Uganda
Red.
win this line out,
Red.
looks like it might be a try.
White.
And
The rest are
we
10.
have Faith Namuga
White on
has
the
been
line.
switched, and
Thank you.
she's been switched to the throwing duties.
It's already.
yeah, definitely it helps to have one of your front rowers who has some
on.
experience throwing, and she throws locally for her club. Now she's also serving in the same role in the absence of Yvonne Najuma.
And a great take by Lydia Namabiru. Great, brilliant try by Uganda. Emily Lekuru had too much power, too much strength,
Find the line, White.
and she dots down
Find the
for
line.
Uganda. And the players are very, very excited.
Yeah, I think the reason why they're excited, you could see it was definitely a training ground move that came out to perfection. So that was really, really good, and that puts Uganda ahead, which unfortunately for the Zimbabweans could maybe be the last nail, and they might be giving up at this point. But let's wait and see. It's never over till it's over, I should say. Charlotte Mudola lining up the kick. She has been kicking very well today. Just missed the first kick, but has been able to convert the rest. The score is 22 for Uganda, and Zimbabwe with nothing to show yet for their efforts. The conversion coming on, and yet again it's successful. Unfazed by the wind that is here at Chadondo Rugby Grounds.
The wind seems to be working in Charlotte Mudola's favor.
Maybe she came with it.
That's true.
Yeah, so 24-0 to Uganda, and surely at this point the Zimbabwe coach should really have something a trick up their sleeve to try and get something, at least a try on board. It's 2 tests and we are into the second half of the second test, and they do not have any points so far to show for their efforts, so that's something they really have to do. Yvonne Najuma is back on the pitch.
Zimbabwe, and they are coming into this game with a lot of steam. Injury break.
Julie Nandaula, I think that is.
Yeah, that's Juliet Nandaula. She's down, receiving attention. She plays for the Avengers Rugby Club in Entebbe.
Yeah, we've seen a Zimbabwe player down at the far end as well. We're yet to confirm who it is. Medical break, and we hope that you're enjoying your Sunday fun day. Sunday is a rugby day, and enjoy the action here at Kawowo Sports YouTube channel and UBC as you're watching the Uganda Lady Cranes playing against the Zimbabwe Sables, and later on we'll be having Uganda versus Algeria. The medical team trying to assess if Juliet Nandaula is fine. Could be a case of nosebleed. Nandaula is fine. Could be a case of nose bleeding from one of the big hits that happened there. She took a big hit from a carry by Sophia Muchenje. There was a penalty. I think it was to Zimbabwe, if I'm not mistaken. Don't you think that Zimbabwe should maybe attempt a kick at goal at this point?
Yeah, I think Zimbabwe should focus on getting a few points on board. When you have 3 points on board as opposed to 0, it's kind of like it's a motivator. But I don't know, maybe they don't have a kicker who is capable of taking those kicks.
Well, they have actually called for the con now.
Oh,
for the kicking tee. So they're like, let us try and now kick for goal and see if we can at least get some points to revive our hope, revive our drive. Let's see if that can be successful.
You're going for ball? Okay. Side.
kick is 5 meters short.
Going to drop out.
And Uganda will have a 22 dropout. So perhaps that's the reason why Zimbabwe has not been going for the kicks. They're not really strong at that, but that's just been one kick.
Yeah, because I feel like as a kicker, you just need to get the opportunity and then you need to get the confidence. As we've been seeing from Charlotte Mudola for Uganda, she misses her first kick, then afterwards she becomes really good. So I think they need to trust their kickers a lot more as they regather a 22-meter dropout and have another opportunity to attack.
Good ball. Strong carry by Caroline Malenga, brought down by her opposite number, Emily Lekuru. Interesting kick by Zimbabwe.
Tricky bounce.
Samia Ayukoru handles it well. Great tackle from Zimbabwe, but Samia was still strong and retained possession. Support has come in and Uganda slowed down the game.
Ball is available, use it.
Patient play and a nice box kick there from Julian Andaula, but doesn't go very far, and
No, it doesn't, and we have Mabika offloading to Malenga, and
Tackle!
Emily
No
Lekuru
hands,
and
set
Grace
up.
Auma have their hands
What's your back
full on the far wing. Once again, Muchenje with great
Tackle!
carries. I think we have the loose heads on either side doing a great job.
No hands!
Patient
Watch
play
your
from
back foot.
Zimbabwe there, trying to gate the
advantage.
ascendancy. Dangerous tackle
Hey,
yet
it's offside.
again, and an advantage.
It's a tackle! No hands! No hands, Serak!
Zimbabwe is being patient with their
Watch your back
phases,
foot. Watch
but
your
they
back foot.
still don't seem to be making much headway.
But you can see that their game is forwards oriented. The backs are being told you'll get the ball when you get the ball. For now, it's the forwards.
And Zimbabwe got up to the 5
Number
meter
8
line,
red.
but knocked on.
Offside.
The referee has
Okay.
called back for a
Time off.
penalty for offside at the ruck,
Yes, Danny.
but the AR has got the attention of the referee and seems to be telling him that he's spotted an issue.
I tackle 3. Yes. Captain Red. You're number 3. Number 3.
Every time I have seen the referee speak to the captain, it has been bad news for Uganda. So fingers crossed for Uganda fans.
It's okay.
Discipline has been a bit suspect for Uganda, but let's see what the referee calls this time round.
Time on.
No yellow card
Time
for Uganda, so they can breathe a
I
sigh of
tackle.
relief,
Guys,
but
set it.
Zimbabwe with the ball.
Playing advantage. You're not 10.
Strong carry. I wouldn't be surprised if
Get
that
back.
is Muchenje.
Playing advantage.
Uganda holding Zimbabwe up. Zimbabwe trying to maul it.
Zimbabwe really sucking in the
Guys,
Uganda
you're not
defense. You'd think at
Penalty
some
here.
point they should really think about releasing their backs, because there's acres of space. There's a lot of real estate out wide.
We're ready.
Yet another penalty by Zimbabwe, and you get the sense that if they do not score, these are basically the easiest try scoring opportunities they've had, but
Tackle!
they're still
Move
not
away!
getting points
Move
on
away!
board.
Get back.
Muchenje yet again with the carry, violence just inside the 5
Tackle!
meter area of the
Get back.
Uganda Lady Cranes. Zimbabwe with the pressure. They really want these points. Let's see if
Tackle,
they can
no
be
hands,
patient
no
enough
hands.
and effective enough in executing.
Play on.
Sloppy ball out to the backs, and a lot of ground is lost.
Caroline Malenga double tackled by Emily Lekuru and Agnes Nakuya. And Rufaro Tagarira trying to get forward.
Play on.
Ball went backwards.
Tackle.
Referee allowing play to go on.
Watch your back foot.
Again, Zimbabwe
Watch your back
are
foot.
moving laterally. They're not moving forward. Still just outside the 22.
Knock on. Service, scrum down. White ball.
Sustained pressure by Zimbabwe. You thought it had been
It's okay.
released when
Sub
Grace
red.
Auma was able
Sub red.
to steal that ball, but there was a knock on there. And Zimbabwe
here.
have the put in.
Few
Scrum down,
changes
white
coming
ball.
in.
Yeah, we have Teddy Iwutum making way at lock for Maimuna Nasozi, who is coming in.
I think there's a bit of a rearrangement in
Second
the scrum.
Rosie.
Let's wait and see.
Cut.
Yeah, Angela Nganyonjo seems to have come to number
Bye.
8, while Lydia Namabiru has gone into lock. Maria Gloria Ayot to
Set.
handle
hold
Chigumbu,
it.
because Chigumbu has been giving Uganda trouble.
Knock on. Service, scrum down.
It
Red
paid
ball.
off
Mark is here.
as Uganda was able to hassle Chigumbu, and
Sabwa.
they win a scrum put in.
White
There was a
sub.
knock on. Zimbabwe making changes. We have Patience Beric, he seems to be coming off. And Malanda Tinaro coming on. And Precious Kudzanai Chirinda coming on.
Let's have it. Second rows in. Let's go clutch. Bind. Set. Now hold it. Stay. Stay.
Oh yeah, so Mukome has come on. She's gone to her
Watch your back foot.
number 9 position that she played in the last game, and you have Ngwende has moved back to 10.
Tackle. Watch your back foot.
It was Tagarira who came off the pitch, so basically they have switched. Bola to Emily Lekuru. Samia Ayukoru is caught by the Zimbabweans. She's managed to retain possession.
Tackle. Move away now. No, no hands. Play on. Advantage.
Advantage
tackle
to
release.
Uganda.
Yeah, penalty advantage to Uganda.
Get back.
Samia having relative experience at scrum half.
Yeah, she's played there both for her club Thunderbirds and Uganda. Strong carry by Yvonne Najuma, but she went in too high. Faith Najuma was able
Tackle.
to steal that
No.
ball
Get
off
back, White.
Najuma.
Get back.
Brought down by Zimbabwe. Uganda still has possession. Winnie Atiang carrying that ball. Good hit from Winnie.
Tackle. Get back. Playing advantage. Number 13, White offside.
Very good runway from Uganda. Not
Move
waiting,
away,
not having a steal ball. They are running towards
The
the ball
tackle.
and getting very good momentum.
Release.
And tackler not rolling, tackler not releasing. And
Get back
it's a penalty to Uganda. Julie Nandaula looking to go for touch. They're looking to really stamp their mark on this game. It's unfortunate to say Zimbabwe still has no points on board, and Uganda hungry. They are not really satisfied with the score yet. They know, I think they're having their first test as a benchmark, and they really want to get the points coming in.
Lift a White.
Yeah, Uganda has
If
been
I
a
read-
lot more patient. Perhaps the last 10 minutes of the first half, and
On the five,
so far in the
The
second half,
5-meter
they've
line,
been a
green.
lot more patient,
Green on the
building
5-meter
up the
line.
phase instead of trying to score off the first
Move up
phase.
there.
And the passes have also been better. As you said, the passes are floating just in front of the receiver, who is
Set.
running onto the
Right
ball,
on the line.
getting the ball at pace. Great line out take by Lydia Namabiru. Great throw by Yvonne. So well done to her. Uganda have set up a more, but Zimbabwe is defending it very well. Julie brings out that ball. Out it goes to Emily.
Play on, play on.
Agnes was able to clean up. Sends the ball to Alma. She's been steady there.
Tackle. No hands. Play. The tackle release now. Release. Move away,
Ball
White.
open for the
Move away,
contest.
White. White, move away. White, move away. White, move away. No hands. Let's. Tackle.
Both
Release.
teams are contesting
Release.
very strongly
Get back.
at the racks.
Playing advantage. Not supporting your weight.
Once again, Faith Namuga, great line by her and a try. Well deserved. She's been working hard all game, and that line that she hit
Get back.
to get the ball, breaking through the defense line, rumbling
Hey,
up
White.
over the try line and dotting down for Uganda. Brilliant try by Faith Namuga.
Yeah, definitely. With the work she's put in, this is just
Mark is here.
the reward she
Where?
needs for doing so much. And you can say it's a beauty to always see a prop running and breaking the line and running, especially when they're scoring under the posts, and extending Uganda's ascendancy, Uganda's dominance in this game. And you can feel that Zimbabwe is now really pulling off, and Uganda is really taking full control of this game with a conversion to come from Charlotte Modola. Let's see if she can take us into the 30s. with Zimbabwe yet to score a point. We can see them at the far end. They are really trying to speak to each other. And I think just from a neutral fan's point of view, you'd really want to see Zimbabwe put some points on board because I feel like they have really worked so hard, but they have not had anything to show. The final delivery, the final execution has been very, very lackluster, you should say.
Yeah, Zimbabwe have a young side, and you can see they're naive in quite a number of aspects. They know what to do, but the execution isn't quite coming off. And they still have time to put some points on the board. Definitely not going to get a win, but it would be good to see them putting some points on the board, if only as a small reward for their efforts today.
Ready. Playing advantage. Number 4, high tackle. Number 4, white, high tackle.
Tricky kick, but still finds touch from Julie Nandaula, giving the Cranes possession inside, just slightly past the 10-meter mark. Another line-out opportunity, or would it be a scrum? No, it is a line-out actually. Yvonne Najuma was very, very on target with her last line-out throw. Let's see what she's going to do with this one. Coordination wasn't there this time round, and Zimbabwe take the ball.
Yeah, that was messy from Uganda. Somehow the hooker and the jumper weren't able to coordinate, and referee let the advantage player. Zimbabwe got the ball, but there's no advantage, so he's brought it back for a scrum.
Sub white.
For Zimbabwe.
Making changes to the front row, and you have Andile Charmaine Moyo, who started the first game, coming in, and she's coming in for Melissa.
Who? Open up, Marcus, yeah? Okay. Open, guys, listen. Second row, in. Let's go, catch! Bind! Set! Hold it!
With the 8th man pick, or
that was actually Mabika. Mabika has come into the 8th man position. This is actually a good kick by Zimbabwe. So Uganda have the line out just inside the Zimbabwe half.
Red, white. The rest move back 10. Move back 10. Move back 10. Move back 10. Third. Going advantage.
Good line out, but ball lost.
Ball lost, and Zimbabwe have possession.
That is what they call impact.
Tackle!
Great carry.
Get back.
Moyo started the game on Wednesday, but found herself on the bench today. So perhaps she's come on to sort of prove a point. But great work from her.
It really looks like she has a score to settle.
Again, Mabika doing some lateral running and the pass is not quite right. A bit too keen to get it out to the winger, so instead of sending a straight pass, she ran across the pitch.
At ball didn't cross 5.
Yeah, Uganda tried to take a quick one, but the referee's not having any of it.
The Zimbabwean backs have really, I think one of the things they have to take out from this is that they need to work on their handling skills. The passes are really not different. They are really letting them down, I should say. Every time the forwards actually do something good and they release to the backs are not handling the ball with intent. We're seeing Faith Namuga leave the field after a very, very good day's work.
Yeah, and replacing her is Leighton Nakabugo.
Winnie Atiang just seems to have a lot in her battery today.
Number 12 not rolling away.
Industrious, and a Peace Lekuru there with a typical number 12's carry. Samia Yukoru choosing to go to the different side. Patient play from Uganda, very organized. Charlotte Mudola.
No hands, White, no hands. No hands, White. Get back.
Great
move away, White.
Peace Mirembe.
And the backs are released. Very good pass there from Emily Lekuru to her winger. Charlotte Mudola decides to also take the ball in. Uganda with very good phases.
No hands.
Can count about 6 phases. And they have advantage now to show for it. Penalty advantage.
This is good work by Uganda.
Going advantage. Get back.
And the backs are released again. Samia Yukoru, Emily Lekuru met by the big tackle.
Tackle!
It's Mirembe on the pitch for Patricia and Nick. So we have 2 fresh forwards as well for Uganda Lady Queens.
Captain White.
We have a break at the moment.
Captain White, can I have a word with you?
The referee wants to have a word with Zimbabwe.
Remember, I want it before, okay? I don't want to see anyone back foot. Have like 4 penalties. You need penalties for offside. 1 penalty for number 24, and one number 24 now. 24 white. Look for your number 24. 24. Change your shirt. Change your shirt. Number 24. Change your shirt, all of you. Change.
Again, the referee is trying to identify the offender.
You don't have number 24.
As Uganda is making, I think, the rest of its substitutes, if I'm not mistaken. I think the coach is like, we have the win in the bag. Now let us give the rest of the ladies a run out.
Yeah, so Agnes Nakuya, Yvonne Najuma, Mary Gloria Ayot making their way off the pitch for Asha Nachitio, Christine Akello.
Winnie Atiang as well is leaving the pitch.
Simon. High tackle. That was high tackle. High tackle.
And with time back on, the penalty, and this time the Cranes decide let them go for points. I think it's about stretching the tally right now.
Yeah, and Charlotte Mudola has been good with the boot today, so it's good for her to get the opportunity to put 3 points on the board for Uganda.
Charlotte, very, very versatile player. Plays in the 7s, plays in the 15s, plays a multiple number of positions in the back line. Very, very handy. You could say she's a coach's dream player. Julie Nandaula also coming off.
She has come off the pitch, and Mastula Nambozo has come on for her excellent kick by Charlotte yet again.
34 points to Uganda and nothing on the scoreboard yet for the Zimbabwe Sables.
Yeah, and so you have Mastula on the pitch, and it seems that she will be playing possibly either the fullback or scrum half position, and she can easily make the switch with Samia. Samia can play 9 as well. Or will we see Mastula taking the scrum half duties?
Educated.
It's already.
For those who like food, it's marinated.
It's already.
But she's flawless from
Mind
her
the kicker.
100% kicking, pushing us close to 34. Very good.
Deep kick by Zimbabwe, taken by Lekuru. Oh, big hit by Peace Lekuru. Asked the Zimbabwe player to first sit down as she rumbled forward. Great carry by Peace Mirembe, taking Uganda up to the halfway line. Literally the entire Zimbabwe forwards are on Mirembe. She's almost at the Zimbabwe 10.
Watch your back foot. Get back. Tackle!
Good carry by substitute hooker Fazila Namukwaya.
Advantage number 4, not rolling away. Tackle!
And you get Zauma Nashusha, who makes her debut today. First touch of the ball, she's carried it. Mistake by Charlotte Mudola. The referee has brought the ball back for a penalty advantage. The AR on the opposite side has signaled to the referee. The referee has gone up to him. Can see there seems to be an elbow.
So where was the contact? So penalty on it. Okay, you give me the mark, okay? 12. Captain? You're the 12 and the captain? Yes, there's a foul against you. Using an elbow in the case of the player. But reverse that penalty.
So the AR has called up in earlier play by Uganda. There was an elbow to the face of one of the Zimbabwe Lady Sables players. So the ball has gone all the way back, almost to the 22. And Zimbabwe is opting to go for touch so that they can have the line out.
You'd say that at this point they really need to take every chance they get, and this is a very, very vital opportunity for them to get some points on board, and very well started. You could say it was a very nice touch finder there, putting them, I think, just at the 5 meter mark from where we were watching the game.
Right.
And hopefully they can be able to get the hooker and the jumper to synchronize and have a successful line out.
On the line, so you're not part of the line out.
With some new faces on, the Zimbabweans will be looking to get some points on board, some fresh legs. Short line out again, and it looks like it has been stolen. The line out has been in shambles for the Zimbabweans.
Yeah, Uganda hasn't had any trouble at the lineouts at all.
No hands. No hands. Play.
And we have Mastula Nambozo is playing at scrum half. Slow ball at the moment. This is a very good carry by my Muna.
Tackle! Move away,
Nasozi.
number 12. 12, roll away. Playing advantage. Number 12, not rolling away. Number 12, roll away after making a tackle. Roll away. Either sideways.
Referee pulling up Zimbabwe for the tackler not rolling away. Uganda get a penalty. The 22, they'll definitely kick for touch and relieve the pressure. Uganda are keen to keep Zimbabwe off the scoreboard, while Zimbabwe are still trying to push for getting some points on board. And we have Mastula has taken over the kicking for touch duties, but failed to make touch. And Zimbabwe come running back strongly.
Move away. No hands.
Some strong clearing out by Uganda, but illegally they were not keeping their feet.
Roll away. You ready?
So Zimbabwe has opted to scratch rather than going for touch.
Yeah, the set piece seems not to be their friend, so
Oh, what a big hit by Charmaine Moyo.
Number 16
yeah, she has come
offside.
on to prove a point, probably to her coach or to herself, that she's got what it takes. And that was another very big carry from her. Brave play there by Constance, the captain.
Caroline Malenga making a nuisance out of herself, sends the ball over to the ball carrying Sophia Muchenje. Zimbabwe are slowly gaining ground.
Advantage. Play. No hands. Hands red. No hands red. Let it go to the rack. Get back. No hands. Advantage.
Advantage for Zimbabwe.
Number 17, no supporting his right.
Good hands across.
Move away.
Uganda desperately defending.
Great step by the Zimbabwean fullback Elista Kanyepi.
The rack. Advantage.
There's more purpose and a bit more patience to Zimbabwe here.
No hands. Captain.
Zimbabwe had built up play but seemed to run out of steam. The support was slow, but the referee is having a word with the Ugandan captain.
Advantage there for
I think
offside.
that's a warning for something else as well
Which one do you see?
by the captain to Peace Lekuru.
And then-
If it doesn't change, then we could maybe be seeing another
No,
card.
you have advantage.
So
This
discipline is very
advantage
key, and let's see what the Zimbabweans will do with this opportunity. The
there.
Sables
So you choose one.
just inside the 22-meter area.
Yeah, Uganda just were not getting back at the rucks. They're not keeping their back
Number
foot,
17.
and so Zimbabwe have a penalty. And I believe the referee was warning the captain that if Uganda do not keep their back foot, there will be another yellow card. Zimbabwe have opted to go for posts. It's a tricky angle, but at least the distance is closer. It's within the 22. Tricky angle from the left of the pitch.
Yeah, I do think that their kicker has the distance. She has the legs to kick, but can she get the accuracy, the direction of the kick? That's what matters.
And there's a lot of wind, so you have one of the substitutes holding the ball steady. And Zimbabwe gets 3 points on board.
Finally, we have something on the Zimbabwe side of the scoreboard. Like you said, the Zimbabwe team is full of young players that are really being nurtured for the future, and it's great to see that they can put up this effort. It's not maybe being shown on the scoreboard, but they are really doing a good job, and it's a team to watch out for in the future.
Great take by Mabika.
Move away, 17. The back foot.
Oh, great carry again by Moyo. She's been strong for Zimbabwe and she's come on. This is a good kick into space and great pressure by Zimbabwe.
He tapped it.
Yeah.
Can't take a quick one. Yeah.
So we have the captain, Constance Ngwende, who was the one who scored the 3 points for Zimbabwe. And she put in that kick that turned Uganda around. And it's now a Ugandan line out, just between the halfway line and the 10, still in Uganda's half.
Move back 10. Leon.
Zimbabwe has stolen the line out. Again, Caroline Malenga making a nuisance of herself. It's taken 3 Ugandan players to get her down.
No hands. Get back.
Good tackle by Grace Auma on the Ugandan captain, Constance Ngwende. Zimbabwe now on the 22.
Tackle. Watch back.
Advantage to Zimbabwe. Uganda slapped down the ball. A mistake by Maimuna Nasozi. She even held her head afterwards. Penalty advantage to Zimbabwe.
But I think what we have been seeing that has been Zimbabwe's biggest problem is the way they are running laterally.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're killing all the space, all the advantage. They're not running straight, and that's really, really affecting the way they attack.
It's also making it easy for the defenders because basically they're carrying the ball across to the other player and the defenders just shift across with them. And so they're not really gaining ground. They're retaining possession, but they're not gaining ground. So they're working very hard, but with very minor gains. Here's Caroline Malenga again, carrying the ball into the 22. Advantage, high tackle. Good carrying the ball by Malanda Tinaro for Zimbabwe. There was a difficult pass by Mukome for her forwards to pick up, but the referee again is going to bring it back for the penalty advantage for a high tackle. And he has called the captain. And I sense a yellow card may be shown. No yellow card. Emily Lekuru looked like she was going off the pitch.
Yeah, but you could see she was pleading her case. She was very, very diplomatic.
Perhaps a future career for her after rugby.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so Zimbabwe have a penalty and they've opted for post. They're trusting Constance Gwende's boot. Went under the post and the game is done. Final score 3 to Zimbabwe, 34 to Uganda.
Yeah, it was a good game. I really feel for the Zimbabweans. I feel like they should have gotten a lot more points for their effort that they put in, but that's all they could record. And Uganda definitely happy winning this mini series of 2 games. And you can see what it means to the girls celebrating with their coach and the others congratulating themselves. Helen, from what you have seen so far, what do you have to say about the Lady Cranes going forward?
This is a good start for the Lady Cranes this year. They can build on this for next year. I think the concern will be the way the ball is shifted along the back line. It's not quite as fluid or as smooth as it should be. And the line-outs are, I think, a big problem. There needs to be a lot of work between the hooker and the jumpers. But the great thing is, I mean, today we had Faith Nambuga. She's been announced as the woman of the match, and that's why the players are really celebrating. Really well deserved. She was on point for Uganda. Her ball carrying, her runs were excellent, and the great thing is she got a try out of it as well. And so that was great to see.
Yeah, that's great. And as you can see, in the spirit of rugby, the players are being urged to go and greet and shake hands for the effort, regardless of the side that you play for, that it is all a global game. It's a global family of rugby. And this is just the first of 2 games. Uganda Lady Cranes doing the thing, as it's usually said, or doing the thing. And now there will be hoping that the men's side can also do the same. As you can see, Charlotte Mudola, very excited, a wealth of experience and a calm in a very young team. Her leadership was impeccable. Thank you for being home, being safe, and keeping it with Kawowo Sports. And for those watching on UBC as well, we appreciate you. Wait for the Uganda versus Algeria game that's coming on next with Adrian Bukenya and his team. For myself and Helen, we sign out. Thank you.
Men's game. Both awards will be awarded at
and are giving Uganda a hard time. What did you do to make that change?
Well, we are capable of doing this. We went there and we revised what we revised on our weaknesses. We tried to work on those. And I'm glad that we played our ourselves today.
Oh, yeah, you did. So what's the biggest lesson that you've taken from the 2 games that you've had while in Uganda? What are the biggest lessons? Like, what are the take-homes from the 2 games that you've had?
Okay. When we got back there, we went to train hard and never to give up.
Yeah, so that's the spirit. Well done. You guys played so well today. It's a shame the scoreboard doesn't reflect it, but we've enjoyed watching, and you've surely shown Africa for women's rugby.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Congratulations
41-0 to 83-34. Zimbabwe got 3 points on board. What do you think happened?
In the first half, we were quite nervous, but the second half.
Okay, so moving forward to next year, there'll be the Rugby Africa Cup. How do you think you're going to perform in that when you look at how you performed over the last 2 games that you had, and next year you'll be playing other teams such as South Africa, perhaps Madagascar, Kenya, Zambia. So what do you think that you're going to bring to the table next year?
We are bringing up more, and we are still working. We're not giving up. We are still working.
So next year we expect a win from Uganda in the Africa Cup overall champions. Okay, congratulations please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. And quickly, we'll just have a word from both coaches of the ladies teams. Coach Munya first from Zimbabwe.
No, you're live.
Well done, coach. I'm going to ask you how, not how this match was, but how has the series been?
It's been a very interesting series. All credit to Uganda ladies team, the coach for preparing. They played very well both games, and then today they came out the winners again. We found that we made our mistakes, and that kind of gave them the confidence to get back into the game each time. And yeah, we got a lot of work to do going back home, and hopefully we'll get things right by the time we meet them again, and whenever that will be, the team will look a lot sharper.
Well, you say you will look a lot sharper. I'm meant to just pick your mind a bit on the positives. The first game, you lost without a point. The second game, you lost by a lesser score, but you also managed to get some points on the board. Is that a few positive and some others that you would like to mention that you can take out from the series?
Definitely the second game was a lot better, and the girls were a lot more focused. We were fighting the wrong battle in the first game, issues behind the scenes, and for myself down to the last player, we let our emotions get ahead of us, and we really focus on the job at hand, which is to actually play the game. Today the ladies came out fighting strong to the last few minutes. Credit again to the Uganda defense, they couldn't reach, letting us score penalties, and we didn't take our opportunities when we should have, but it was a good game.
Alright, coach, and off the rugby, it's been a crazy time, we're always going through a crazy phase, but off the pitch, what was difficult for the country playing in a bubble, to memories?
I must say, coaching during COVID restrictions should be a new job description for all coaches, because the level of hygiene, protection, regulations that you face on a day-to-day basis, you've got to think way
Thank you, Coach Munya. Unfortunately, we're out of time.